Hello everyone and welcome to the second Sports Desk episode of the semester. I'm Michael Muela. Good evening and welcome to the fourth episode of the Sports Desk Spring 2024 semester. I'm Michael Muela. Hello and welcome to episode 5, the spring break edition of Sports Desk. I'm Michael Muela. Thanks, Zach. Rookie phenom Victor Wembanyama has been a highlight factory all season long, and in Toronto on Monday night, he gave us another jaw-dropping play. Thanks, guys. Following last night's win, Tatenda Mukarejija sat down with Canes women's hoop star Jada Patrick on this week's edition of Athlete of the Week. Tatenda? Thank you very much, JJ. Now, the Miami Maniac has been a staple of Canes baseball for over 40 years, but there's a new friendly face taking Mark Light Field by storm. Who is this sweet treat thief? Wrigley Court has the story. It was a tough week for both Canes hoop squads, but as the season winds down, some opportunities still remain to make the NCAA tournament. Let's hear from Shay, Manny, and Taryn on this week's Hurricane Hang Time. Guys? Up next on Sports Desk, Niles Nassim, the self-proclaimed most electrifying man on television, brings us all things Canes social media on this week's Behind the Post. So don't go anywhere. Thanks, Mr. President. Coming up on Sports Desk, Canes baseball is back, and lead reporter Annie Watson is live at Mark Light Field, so don't go anywhere because Sports Desk will be right back. Thank you very much, Mr. Macer. Up next on Sports Desk, tennis, swim and dive, golf, and track and field were all in action this week. But how did they fare? We'll tell you more when we return. Thanks, Annie. Now, don't be a social media jabroni because the most electrifying man on TV is here with all the fixins on all things Canes social media on this week's edition of Behind the Post. Take it away, Niles. 1,000 participants this time around, but one man in particular sees running through a different lens. Olivia Howell takes us through the eyes of the godfather of running and how the sport has become his lifestyle. Thank you, gentlemen. The University of Miami is known throughout collegiate athletics for their national championship prowess, and they're on the verge of competing for another one in a sport that's quickly rising in popularity on campus. I had the opportunity to learn about the rise of the UM club hockey team. Thanks, guys. Still ahead on Sports Desk, an all-star player makes an all-star play. Don't go anywhere because Sports Desk will be right back. Thanks, Tatenda. Still ahead, Zach Macer let Canes fans step up to the plate for some baseball trivia. Did they hit it out of the park or did they strike out? Find out when Sports Desk returns after the break. Thank you very much, Taryn. Still ahead on Sports Desk, the Miami Maniac isn't the only mascot making an appearance at the Light this year. Stay tuned to Sports Desk to find out more. Well, Shay, simply put, it was a good old-fashioned butt-kicking. Miami took home a win 101-60 on Monday night against NJIT, and in fact, it was Coach L's 256th win as head coach of the Canes. Yeah, Jordan, well, Miami's going to start off by playing a very tall and physical Georgia Bulldogs team. They have 12 players on their roster who are standing at 6'5" or taller. Well, Jordan, seeing as that it's the season of giving, we're all in our Christmas colors, and Miami was giving out gifts in the form of buckets last week down in Nassau. Call it a little bit of Miami magic, and a big reason why, double-digit victory against Georgia, and a very almost double-digit victory against Nigel Pack's former team, Kansas State. He had a 28-point game against the Wildcats. Part of him leading up to winning the tournament and the tournament MVP award. Sure thing, Jordan, that ACC-SEC challenge was no problem for John Calipari's 12th-ranked Wildcats. But for Jim Laranaga's 8th-ranked Hurricanes, it was just miscue after miscue after miscue. The biggest one of them, 42.9% from three against for the Kentucky Wildcats. Reed Shepherd went 5 of 9 from deep. On Saturday, the smell of popcorn and milkshakes filled the air at the corner of San Amaro Drive and Ponce de Leon Boulevard, which could only mean one thing. Canes baseball is back.
Oh man, I'm excited. A lot of new players, a lot of new faces. I can't wait to see what they bring to the field.
FanFest returned to Mark Light Field for only the second time in 4 years and featured a meet and greet with members of the team, giving fans a preview of what to expect in 2024.
No, I'm excited to see what the new coach can do with the new talent. Transfers are bringing a lot of talent with them. So if it can mesh with our talent, we're going to be something to shake up in the ACC.
Fans also got a chance to meet with some members of the Miami student section, Category 5, to learn about the kind of energy the students can bring on game days.
The students bring all the energy. We're here, we're loud, we're proud, and it's great to be a Miami Hurricane. As a committee, as a student section, the most dedicated, hardworking fans in the world, ready to showcase our love for our Miami Hurricanes.
The fun continued with a Miracle League game to support children with physical and developmental challenges, and will end with the annual alumni game on February 10th, leading up to the season opener against NJIT on February 16th. And while milkshakes were consumed and activities were enjoyed, there's work to be done with one goal in mind.
I mean, Omaha. How could you say it any better? Omaha.
One thing for certain, Canes fans will be there every step of the way, attempting to end their 7-year Omaha-less drought. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Michael Muela. History. That's what's on the line for the University of Miami club hockey team when they compete at the Division III National Championships this week. However, their rise to success was halted in their early seasons. For Captain Chris Corgelis, he's had his own struggles on the ice.
In my freshman year, we didn't have a team because of COVID, so we're really just working with the last 3 years. But obviously a lot different culture on the team, and very, very different speed of what we're working with compared to now. So it's good to see it turn around.
Prior to the start of the 2023 season, the team compiled a record of 1-17 in 2022. But this year, the team was met with unprecedented success, finishing the regular season 16-4 with the number 1 seed in the Southern Conference and the number 1 ranking in the nation.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a special year, definitely. We've kind of been always towards the top of the rankings, just kind of up there. So going in the playoffs, we knew we had to show it, and we definitely did. I feel like we had 3 dominant wins, including the finals win where we shut them out.
The team won 5 of their 8 home games here at Kendall Ice Arena, and thanks to the help of scoring 163 goals, marched right through the playoffs.
Miami with that tie.
Through the first 2 rounds, Miami outscored their opponents Florida and Tennessee by a combined score of 18-3 and capped it off by winning the College South D3 Conference title.
Yeah, it was unreal. It was awesome. Like working towards this our last 3 years, trying to get to this moment. I was happy for all the guys there. Everyone really put in a ton of work all year in the off season to try and get to this point. So really, really proud of everyone and happy to represent the U.
With a chance at their first ever national championship, it's an opportunity the guys aren't taking for granted.
This was our goal at the beginning of the year. We talked about it. We knew we were a different team than in years past, skill-wise definitely, and just in terms of the environment and the team atmosphere. So this was our goal at the end, and we're just happy to be going, but we know that there's still work to be done.
Michael Fernandez and his wife Christine have a big passion. They love the sport of jiu-jitsu, and they love teaching it to others.
And I've been working with kids in jiu-jitsu for several years, about 20 plus years. About the same time I started working with jiu-jitsu, I started teaching jiu-jitsu.
But martial arts isn't the only things the couple is passionate about. They also have a lot of experience in dealing with special needs kids. Michael also works as a school teacher and incorporates lessons from the classroom to the mat.
The way it came about is being a teacher, being an instructor for jiu-jitsu. There was a part of society, kids that were kind of lacking having a place for that. And then my wife is a BCBA. She works with special needs kids.
So, in 2016, the Fernandezes combined their 2 passions and opened the first Order of Jiu-Jitsu studio in Miami. Here, they teach kids and teens with special needs jiu-jitsu on a Friday and Saturday program called Just Us 2.
Well, the Just Us 2 program, of course, is a program for kids on the spectrum, but all kids that have special needs. We opened up and we made a program for Just Us 2.
According to the CDC, about 1 in 10 children in the United States is diagnosed with developmental disabilities, and there are several ways to help these kids, whether through academic services, professional therapists working hands-on with the child, or physical activities like jiu-jitsu.
Kids were getting all of these great services really early on and like really good early intervention, whether it was early speech therapy, early occupational therapy, right, early physical therapy. And all of those therapies were really helpful.
The First Order of Jiu-Jitsu is determined to help not just the special needs children, but also their families.
If you put yourself in the parents' shoes, a lot of times there's no activities for kids that have special needs. Here, they are doing jiu-jitsu, 110% of it, with the parents.
Inside the First Order Jiu-Jitsu studio, it's not just about the lessons that the senseis are teaching these kids. It's about the bonds that grow from them.
It actually helps my oldest, Marcus, get out his frustration. You can tell in the mat when we're fighting, when we're practicing, he has a lot of pent-up frustration that he releases. It helps him out a lot to deal with his emotions, training, getting better, getting stronger.
Hundreds of kids have been trained through the program, and Michael and Christine hope to continue making a difference for many more children.
So it was a beautiful program that has taken place for the past 4 years, and hopefully we continue to make it.
I hope that programs like this continue to kind of pop up all over the place. Any place where there are, where there are other kids that, can provide a safe, inclusive environment, I think is extremely important.
Michael Muela, UMTV.